Checking 1, 2. Excuse you. Blue Yeti, is that you? Is that you? Down a little bit. Alrighty, here we go. What's up, people? We're gonna get back into this. I've been slacking, but okay, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna just move this over here. Put that down. Let's open up Notion. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go into knowledge learning. We're gonna put that there. Let's get another. Who is this guy? Anyways, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and okay. Boom, 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 boom. I think this had like some fucking malware. Oops, excuse my language. This one. I guess I can reference through here. I like this one. This one was great. Alright, now I'm gonna start up the book. Let's see. We're in meta learning. Let's see, audio. Audible. Alright, so I am still on the start of chapter 4. I didn't want to continue this book without making videos of myself truly attempting to intake the information. So here we are, chapter 4. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. 2. Focus. Actually, I'm gonna do a review of this real quick so I can look out for this, kind of get a sense of what to look out for and see what's missing, or if I can add a spin to it, or rather put my perspective in the mix. Let's see. Chapter 4. Oh no, that's not it. Oh wait. I'm on chapter 5. Chapter 5 is where I am. That's right. So here we go. Focus, sharpening your knife. Oh, sorry guys, I know I suck. Present appearing or found everywhere. Ubiquitous. Okay. I just noticed, I thought this was the end of chapter 5's review or summary on this page, but it actually goes into further detail, which I was looking for, but wasn't quite aware of up until now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through that. Skim through. So the first one, battling procrastination, we can say tricks. I wouldn't say tricks, methods or habits you can incorporate. All right. Failing to sustain focus, getting distracted. All right, well, maintenance. Okay. I mean, failing to create the right kind of focus. That should be interesting. I haven't really thought about the right kind of focus. Right. It's crucial for focus to I think I'm going too much into the Okay. Make note of your procrastination or urge to do so, whether it be short and sweet. Simple. dissipates. First few minutes of participating in a task you tried. I wrote that wrong. It wasn't. Dive into whatever it is you're trying to bring your focus to. Bring your focus to. pomodoro technique. To further improve productivity, Pomodoro 25 minutes work session followed by a 3 to 5 minute break after 4 Pomodoro. That's a pretty cool take. 25-minute focused. Break. Consider the most effective method available. Effective. Consider the most effective learning tool available for the topic for you. Okay. 1 second, go use the restroom. Why can't I get this? Why can't I get that? Like, no? You know what? I'm not even gonna use this one here. I'll do that later. Alright, so this is gonna be my attempt at going through all of this again. Let's see. Alright. This is chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5. If I'm not mistaken. Chapter 5, Principle 2, Focus, Sharpen Your Knife. So, starting off, we have here the 3 main things you want to focus on to increase your quality of focus, which is starting, sustaining, and optimizing the quality of focus. So what does that mean? Well, let's get into what he calls the first problem, which is failing to start focusing, aka procrastinating, which we all have done, except me. Make note of your procrastination or urge to do so. So that's one of the things he first starts off by saying is, you know, it's almost a given that he knows the person reading has procrastinated before. Everyone has. And at this point he says the first thing you can do to battle procrastination, and by the way, he being Scott H. Young, is you make a note of your procrastination if you're participating in procrastination, or if you have the urge to procrastinate. Make note of it, understand it, and if you can, get deeper into it. I'm not sure if he gets that. I don't believe he gets that deep into it. He just kind of tells you to make note of it. But I would say if you can go deeper into it, why is it that you are trying to procrastinate? Actually, he does get into some of that. And then afterwards, he explains how typically the uncomfortable feeling of participating in a task you try to avoid tends to dissipate shortly after a few minutes. So that, conjoined with the 5-minute rule here, which is dive into whatever it is that you're trying to bring your focus to for 5 minutes, can lead you places, as well as the Pomodoro technique. That's 25 minutes focused on a task with a 5-minute break. Now, after 100 minutes of being focused, you can give yourself 15 to 30 minutes of a break if you choose so. And that should keep you clear-headed. You know, it varies, as you'll come to see. He's already stated it in the beginning, where the best method is a method that works for you, so feel free to change those numbers up. Now we go into the second problem here, which is failing to sustain focus, aka getting distracted. So right here, I'm gonna close this here. breaking up studying into chunks of different subjects has the potential to support sustaining focus and retention for these sessions. So let's say you're doing, I don't know, you're learning math, and then after math you're also learning a little bit of computer science. It would actually be in your interest, according to these studies, to have a chunk of math and have a study session for math, and followed by computer science, instead of you tackling on one particular subject, such as just doing math. Again, if that works for you, go for that, but there is apparently some studies that back up the retention of what you're learning and the sustainability of focus. And I can see that being because you're introducing something novel. So at least for me, it's like if I'm learning history, it's like, you know, some cool things that occurred, and then all of a sudden I'm getting into math. It's like so different, where it's like I have to really bring myself together to understand what it is I'm actually viewing, and so that might kickstart my focus on that material, and being able to sustain focus after already I can't even tell. Grammar is hard. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you already focused and you're in fear of losing that ability to focus, perhaps changing the subject can bring the novelty needed to sustain that focus in that new area. And of course, if you're focused throughout, your chances of retention of the sessions increase. So now you figure out the perfect balance of study for a particular learning task in terms of time length that works for you. Right. So his estimate was somewhere between 50 minutes to 60 minutes per chunk of a subject, but he tells you to, you know, figure out what's best for you. So let's say, again, going back to our example here on this chunks, let's say you're doing 50 minutes of history, then you would immediately want to start, well, maybe not immediately, maybe give yourself a break. Maybe you could do this break or a smaller one, give yourself something if you choose so, and then get immediately into the second chunk for roughly around the same amount of time. You know, he gives the numbers of 50 to 60 minutes, but he also notes it could be 20 minutes for you, so long as you're focused in that. And he lists 3 breakdowns of focus. One being the environment you're in, the second being the task you're participating in, and the third being the mind. Now let's get deeper into what that means. Environment: optimize your station of study to minimize distractions and optimize focus on the task. So obviously if you have your cell phone right in front of you like I do, and you have the ringer on, it's not on silence, you have all your notifications on because you're a menace, then it's going to be difficult for you to remain focused, because you're putting yourself in a position where you're allowing distractions to easily flow to you. Same with, you know, putting yourself, like say you have a paper due midnight and you get invited to a party, and you tell yourself, you know what, I'll go to the party, I'll finish my work there, and then I could just enjoy myself there, which the reason I'm saying that is because I've seen that happen before, and I've participated in some of those, and speaking from experience, it is difficult to focus on the subject at hand when you're surrounded by all these people trying to do all these fun things. So back to that, the task. Now consider the most effective learning tool available for the topic of your, excuse me, let me start that over, I got distracted. Consider the most effective learning tool available for the topic for your sake of focus. Modify your learning tools as needed to sustain focus. So, for instance, he explains, let's say you're trying to learn how to do math, and there's several learning tools available for that. One being a math book where it tells you how to do 2 + 2 and explains all of that. And then there's also video. You could watch a video where someone explains 2 + 2, and perhaps even I guess something like that's audible as well, someone explaining 2 + 2. So there's different learning tools available sometimes for a particular topic, and what you're trying to do here is you want to choose the tool for you that allows you to focus on it the most. And here's my example, which you've seen me do now for however many videos I have up, 3, and after this 4, or I think so, which is instead of actually reading this book, I'm listening to it, because that allows me to focus on it. When I read, I have to go over paragraphs so many times for me to understand what I just read. And he actually talked about it in this chapter, which is reading hypnosis, where it's like you're reading the words, you're getting through pages, but your mind is wandering and you're not really retaining what it is that you're reading. And that's why for me, I am doing audible so I can focus. And then thirdly, the mind. Place your mind in a calm and clear state if possible. Deal with that which cannot be avoided. Other tasks that are too distracting that interfere with a productive study session. Acknowledge that which is out of your control and let it pass. Pretty self-explanatory. Your mind can go into a very peculiar place that might not be suited or suitable for learning, and so your best bet is to put yourself into a calm, clear state of mind if possible. And you know what, maybe this is through meditation, and I'm probably gonna try practicing that, because I think there's a lot of benefit in meditation, and it seems like some of these things that he's talking about almost would be vastly enhanced if there's some sort of incorporation of meditation. So let's get into the third problem, which is failing to create the right kind of focus. He talks about arousal. Jung talks about arousal, which is your overall feeling of energy and alertness. Attention could be increased with arousal, but like most of things, too much of anything is too much. So, task complexity is another thing that you want to look out for, which is the intensity of quality focus, which can vary from task complexity. So, for instance, a large complex task like solving a math problem or writing an essay can benefit from a relaxed focus point, as this allows for one to consider many different inputs and ideas to achieve the desired result. So, creative tasks, perhaps even the act of creativity itself, can benefit from no focus or a break after a considerable amount of focus. So this is what I mean by meditation being great. So this is what he referred to as the eureka moment, where it's like you're working on something, you've been focused on that something for quite some time, but you can't figure it out, and it isn't until you remove yourself from that position of deep focus where you allow your brain to kind of play around with other ideas that you had in regards to that topic that it is you're studying, but it's just not coming together, and now that you've placed yourself in a relaxed state, you're not thinking so much about it, but that allows for other sort of thoughts to come in and I would say increase creativity itself. He doesn't say it's beneficial for creativity. He says he says it's beneficial for creative tasks. I would say creativity. Kind of sounds like he's saying creativity. For that reason, I mean, you're breaking yourself away from deep thoughts so that you can allow for other obscure thoughts to come in that perhaps might be the right amount of crazy for it to work. And again, like I mentioned earlier, does that not call for some sort of meditation protocol? Like, benefit from no focus, or like meditation is almost like the goal of meditation. Almost some goals, I know there's varying goals for meditation, but I know one of the most basic forms of meditation is just being alert, not thinking, and just, or perhaps, you know what, I don't know too much about meditation. I know some stuff, but I know that meditation typically involves clearing and calming of the mind. So, you know, there's that. So this is what he means when he's talking about this here. The intensity of quality focus may vary from the task complexity. So he argues complex tasks would benefit more from lower arousal. Simple tasks would benefit from higher arousal. But I would say, as he would say, the best is whatever works for you. So if you're working on if you can manage to do your best work while at a party, you know, have at it. Start breaking into different parties, even if you're not invited, just to get that work done. More power to you. And his advice at the end of the chapter is to recognize where you are and start small. And I would say that is probably the best advice here for anyone who is trying to focus. Just start. That's why I think that this first problem right here that he talks about procrastinations and some of the tools, or rather methods that you can incorporate, can be really powerful, because once you get that going, then you get the rest of this going. Anyways, that concludes chapter 5. Focus, sharpen your knife. And I will be back at this hopefully tomorrow. I think I have some time tomorrow. And I'm gonna try making more time. I've been really slacking on this, so hey, let's try out that 5-minute rule, yeah? Alright, anyways. Peace.